Hello, everybody. This is BJ Englehart from Career Services. Welcome to Career Conversations, a series of short conversations with Illinois Tech alumni to learn about their career journeys and gain advice on how students and new alumni can get a foot in the door in their industries. Today, I'm speaking with Tyler Grudowski, a 2017 graduate of Illinois Tech with a Master's of Engineering in Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering and a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering, one of those co-terminal degrees. Tyler currently works as a very busy freelance mechanical engineer, and he's going to explain that a little bit later. But thanks for speaking with me today, Tyler. How you doing?
Yeah, no problem, BJ. Good to see you again, of course, and I'm
Absolutely.
glad to be here.
Great to see you as well, man. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit in just a few minutes about your current career and career path. But I wanted to start with a little bit about your experiences at Illinois Tech. If you can just start by telling me a little bit about the things you were involved in, just some of the things you did outside of the classroom.
Sure, yeah. I was involved in a variety of things. I was pretty interested in like the intramural sports and stuff, and to keep myself a little active between classes. I was in Phi Theta Kappa fraternity, and just yeah, I guess that was those were the main two things for sure that took up a good chunk of my time. I was involved in some research as well outside of the classroom, and so between those three, it kept me pretty busy.
Awesome. You worked in the admission office as well, right?
I did, yes, that's true. Yeah, that was my on-campus position.
Nice, nice. So tell me about your journey to get to where you're at professionally now. So I know that you've been working for the startup NoMo, and so some things have kind of shifted throughout COVID. So kind of tell me about that. And then did you do an internship while you were at Illinois Tech?
I did, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So kind of tell me about that journey to find the internship, and then how that kind of translated to your post graduation.
Sure, yeah. So I interned at Ford Motor Company out southeast of campus. My last summer at IIT. So I actually found that at the Illinois Tech Career Fair, and so they were one of the few companies that I really was really interested in talking to, and definitely wanted to an interview with them while I was there. And so yeah, they were kind of just starting out their intern slash co-op program that year, and so I was a little bit of a guinea pig for that, but it was a definitely good experience. A lot of It really opened my eyes to like the manufacturing side of things. At IIT and in classes and stuff, I
Mhm.
did a lot of the design and the theoretical stuff. Um, but that helped me gain a lot of manufacturing experience, which was very cool. Um, so yeah, after that, as you said, I got a job at a startup, which was also actually technically through the IIT career fair. I had spoken with someone at the startup hub makerspace that our company works out of called MHub, and I was actually going to interview for a position to work at MHub as one of their shop engineers. And I went online to the website when they were kind of explaining to me, how to go ahead and apply. And I came across my current position, and it was like essentially, combining the sports and the medical industry, which is which are two of the fields that I was definitely interested in, getting my way into throughout my career. And
Mhm.
so I was like, all right, this sounds pretty cool too. Right next to the job that I was going to apply for, I'll apply to this one too. And so yeah, within 2 weeks or so, I actually got that position, and I was there 2 years actually. When COVID hit, and we got actually pretty close to getting ready for a pilot study and stuff. I guess I should preface this with kind of what I was doing.
Sure.
So it's a real-time. We were developing a real-time concussion detection system for
Mm,
athletic and military applications.
cool.
Basically, essentially reads your brain waves and in real time feeds that data to, let's say, a coach on a sideline, or the commander of a military unit, and alerts them to any sort of head trauma and head injuries that the athletes or the military personnel could potentially have come up with based off of what they're doing. So
Mhm.
we had gotten to a point where we were going to do a pilot study with um, two different two different places. One was a high school football team, and then the other was a MMA, mixed martial arts gym. And then March came around, and we, all sports and activities kind of took a turn for the worse, and nothing was really going on. I got a call from the coach, and he's like, "Yeah, we can't really, we're not even practicing right now, let alone having an extra visitor attending our practice to just kind of observe and go through your study here." And then same thing with the gym. And so we're still a company right now, but we're kind of not really able to do much as far as doing the test, getting that first initial data set to progress and get additional investors. So I've kind of turned that, working at MHub here. There's access to 400 to 500 people pre-COVID on a daily basis, and so throughout the 2 years prior, I had built up a pretty good network of people that I was either just friends with, or maybe took on a side project or two, and I was able to turn that into a full-time freelance gig essentially now. I'm working 70 to 80 hours a week now, usually on freelance work, and so more than I was before COVID. So I'm definitely very fortunate for the opportunity here, but it's been really cool to be able to turn my coworkers and colleagues and stuff, turn those relationships into additional work here now too.
That's
So that's
amazing.
yeah.
It's amazing you've been able to get that amount of work, especially during COVID, and it just goes to show like the value of incubators that go beyond just
Mhm.
the company that you join it with to move that forward, but also that networking, those relationships can lead to other pathways as well. So
Definitely.
yeah, it's great to hear about MHub, and to any students that are watching this, the Illinois Tech has an MHub membership, so that's definitely a thing you want to take advantage of, and at least check it out, see what it's all about.
Yeah, it's awesome. Come visit for sure.
That's great. Um, so, so my next question, Tyler, is what actions would you recommend for a current student looking to work in, I guess you would call yourself like manufacturing in some ways, or small scale manufacturing. So, what actions would you recommend for those students if they want to become an intern or full-time professional in this the world that you're in?
Sure. Well, I guess based off of, kind of what I've done, my biggest thing, it sounds goofy because you learn all this technical stuff in school. But definitely the biggest thing is your network. It is extremely important to connect with professionals in the field, and business owners. You know, Reach out to these people, reach out to friends that people you have in class that you might know that work at a particular industry, and just don't just ask them for a position. Just reach out, talk to them, start to learn more about what they've got going on. Tell them about what you're working on, and that has led to countless opportunities and things for me here, and just being at my first company, and then people knowing that I have sort of a little bit of a biomedical background because of that, and a little bit of a athletic product background. I've kind of been able to build myself a little niche of, I'm the like go-to person for any incoming sports and medical related projects and product development now. So All of that was kind of, I've got my degrees, of course, and I do know my technical stuff, but half of that was just completely because of networking. And I definitely can't stress the importance of networking enough. Now I've gotten to a point where if somebody says, "Who do you need? I need this thing or this procedure or this product." I'm like, "All right, give me 5 minutes. Let me make a call." And that's definitely been the thing for sure. That's gotten me kind of to where I am today. Um, Definitely the other biggest thing is kind of learn about what you would do on the job at a place, at your, let's say, your target company or your target field. Learn about the type of skills and the type of things they look for in an employee or a ideal employee in that field, and start to kind of figure out how you can get there and how you can become that individual that they're looking for, based off of your skill sets, because you learn the great stuff in school, and tailor your class selections once you get higher up in your junior and senior year to choose courses that will be more related to what you're looking to go into, and looking to do with your career post graduation.
Great. So I'm going to dig into that a little bit more. You mentioned kind of the skill sets, and so kind of specifically what you've seen from your work, especially thinking about kind of these biomedical sensors or wearables or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what would you point to as being some like skill sets that are trending up, that are valuable for students, even if they're not learning it in class, to maybe do a little bit of work with it on the side? Is there anything that you can kind of point to there?
Yeah, I would definitely say the single most important skill set is electromechanical development. Being able to not only design on the mechanical side, but also understand how that will then turn into a consumer product. So having that experience and that knowledge of learning how, like, let's say a system is wired up and connected to a circuit board, the motherboard, whatever you want to call it, and knowing that will then allow you to be able to design a mechanical product with the electrical side in mind, which will kind of help bring together and reduce the amount of like rework that has to be done on a lot of projects. I've seen that too many times here where nobody thinks about the electrical stuff and how it's going to work, and or vice versa with the mechanical stuff. And they're going through 2, 3 iterations of a project that should have taken, just one, and then some slight redesign, just because the people working on it have only had, one skill set or the other. So kind of starting to turn your degree into kind of like a mesh of a couple. So like in my case, I've got biomedical experience, electrical and mechanical experience, and then just kind of how those electrical and mechanical and everything apply to the athletic industry as well. So having kind of all 4 of those meshed together has kind of helped me build up my skill set for sure, and allowed me to kind of gauge the product development process a lot better.
Great, great. And then, what trends are you seeing in your industry? How do you see it changing over the next couple of years?
IoT, everything going to IoT. IoT is Internet of Things. And so essentially just connected smart devices. Pretty much every single product that comes into MHub these days is somehow connected to one network or another, and then tied to your phone or your house or car or whatever. So pretty much everything is trending in that direction. Um, and Chicago has been a great spot for that for sure, with the software background that the city has, being able to start introducing products and physical consumer products into the Chicago ecosystem here has been a real good thing for sure.
That's great. Um, so my last question is, think about some of the resources that you have used to help you in your career. Obviously, MHub being a big resource, but thinking more about like small scale things, books, podcasts, industry magazines, maybe even like, side online courses or something to learn a thing or two. Can you talk a little bit about some of those resources you've taken advantage of?
Sure, yeah. Definitely the biggest thing that I've been able to take advantage of is just online learning. Honestly, YouTube has become a real good friend of mine. Anything that you need to learn how to do these days, somebody has done it, and somebody on YouTube can explain it very well, much better than most textbooks can. Uh, and so that has definitely been my go-to. It sounds stupid, but that's been my go-to resource for a lot of things I've needed to learn. Um, so I highly recommend anytime you need to learn how to do something, check out YouTube, see what kind of videos are up there, because most of those people know their stuff and know it very well. Um, the other thing that I like to subscribe to are a couple of the different magazines. So I have a couple of subscriptions to a few mechanical magazines, the ASME one in particular, and then we have an electrical engineering magazine, electrical biomedical engineering magazine that we found out about at my first job. And so the two of those are pretty helpful just to kind of learn not necessarily skills for yourself, but kind of just what's going on in the industry. And to your last question, BJ, what trends are going on, how things are uh, looking for the future, and what kind of new technologies are getting out there.
That's great. That's great. Well, you heard it here, folks. First, you can be a electromechanical engineer by watching YouTube, according to Tyler Grudowski. No, no, I'm sure that's not quite the case, but
A few
that's
other
it's
things in
amazing.
between there, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few other things maybe, but YouTube does have quite a few resources that are pretty amazing. So, well, Tyler, that's all I've got for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me and chatting with me.
Not a problem.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Illinois tech community, thanks for watching this session of Career Conversations. We hope you check out some of our future conversations.